Hey Star Citizen fans, it's Gloyd here from Renegade Squadron. Today I want to take the time to talk to you guys about something awesome fixed in 3.11. And if you can't tell from that intro, well guess what? They got explosive damage working. That means your C-78A8 cannon and your rocket pods are now working. Let's roll some more footage, shall we? Alright guys, as you can see, this is some pretty awesome stuff here guys with the rockets. So let's just take a look and see what rockets look like on a Gladius, for example. Let's take a look. Alright guys, we've got our Gladius here, and as you can see, I've got the Disto repeater build. I've got a Panther on here. Normally I've got an attrition on here, but I had a bug with my account, had to do an account reset, so we're kind of going with what we got. And as you guys can see, if we look really closely, we've got rocket pods on here. So the Gladius can currently fit 4 rocket pods because it's got 4 large missile racks. So as you guys can see, that's a lot of damage, but I think it's important to understand in comparison, these rocket pods each do around 8,000 damage, whereas a rack of 4 Arrow 1 missiles does about 11,000 damage. So I think that's something to really keep in mind here is, what kind of targets are you facing? Are you facing targets that are staying in the fight, they're fighting up close? Because if you're dealing with targets that are fighting up close, use these. If you're dealing with targets that are constantly running, jousting you, well, this is not going to be the best option because you're going to actually want to go with the Arrow 1 missiles, because there's another downside that a lot of people don't realize, is that the Disto repeaters and just this regular laser repeater here, it has a fairly high projectile velocity. However, these rocket pods only have a velocity of 900 meters a second. So what ends up happening is, because of the auto-conversion system, essentially it slows down this weapon and this one, or it creates some type of convergence point that's slower, so you're getting an overall lower velocity on your weapon. So I've actually seen it hard to hit some decent players at range because I've got these rocket pods on, so keep that in mind. And again, if you hit a target with distortion damage, it makes them really susceptible to missiles. So again, this is really a choice here. Does the target stay close to you? Do you fight so close that it warrants using this rocket pod? Otherwise, you really want to use those Arrow missiles. But like I said, you can fit 4 of them on there. It's a lot of fun if targets stay in the fight. But yeah, so let's take a look at the ship and see what kind of rocket pods I've got on here. Got our Pirate Gladius. As I said, I had to do an account reset, so some of the stuff is just what I've got. As you can see here, I've got Jericho XL rocket pods. And you're probably wondering where these come from. Well, when two Gladiuses... Alright, I kid. They come from the Mustang Delta and the Aegis Vanguard Harbinger. Alright guys, you're probably wondering where you can get your hands on a Mustang Delta and a Vanguard Harbinger. And as you guys can see here, this is the store page for the Mustang Delta, and there's just nowhere to buy it. And if we go to the Harbinger, we can see the same thing. It's just not available. And the reason for that is that these ships are a limited time ship. So they only go on sale every once in a while, and as a result, you kind of have a few limited options. So the first option is go earn it in game. The Mustang Delta, I think, is around 800,000 credits just to buy two of them, so about 1.6 million for two of them. Another option is buy multiple Vanguard Harbingers. And for some, that might be a lot of time and a lot of work. So your other option is just to wait for a sale. And that's what I would recommend. However, if you absolutely need this now and you're impatient, I would say, well, you have another option, a more riskier option. You need it right now. And that is to go onto the gray market. And as we can see here, we've got Mr. Fats, and they've got a bunch of CCUs here for around 10 to 20 bucks. And we can see that Star Hanger has it as well. So again, I would stress waiting for a sale in game or just earning it. Alright guys, that concludes our video for today. However, I want to give a big shout out to our community for your support. Our last video did fantastic, and this just kind of reinforces why we share a lot of this cutting edge information with the community here, whether it's with weapons, ship guides, how we fly those ships. You know, your support really reinforces why we give this information out to the community. So with that, I do appreciate your guys' support, and if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and comment on any of our videos for the month of October for your chance to win another awesome game, Star Wars Squadrons. So you can win that copy. I really greatly encourage people to test it out. There's some great things that CIG can learn from the game, and you know, might influence the behavior of how you think about how CIG could go with your feedback. So with that, I will see you guys next time. Renegade Squadron signing off.